unfortunately, like I'm just gonna fucking say it. Women don't deal with the hero's arc. And what I mean by this, they don't go through the hero's journey. This is why if you look at Marvel movies, right, that are like female-centric, or they try to go ahead and change the Marvel character to a female, it does bad. Why? Because the feminine experience is not indicative of the masculine journey, where you're going in and you're training, and Rocky, get your ass whooped, sacrifice, train, punching a fucking meat thing in a fucking punching a carcass in I'll say carcass, punching a carcass in a fucking Philly free shop somewhere in the 1970s. Like a lot of the time, women don't they don't go through that. So with that said, podcasts a lot of the times are not interesting when it's female run, just being honest with you. I can't even think. The only female-led podcast I can think of that's even charted is Call Her Daddy. But what do? They just talk about sex the whole time.
They broke up, by the way.
And they're not even still going. So
shout out 2 Girls, 1 Blunt.
That shit trash, bro. Come on, man. That shit is trash, man. You guys say something?
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that women don't go through anything heroic. What about giving birth?
I mean, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is not... Okay, so
that's a 9-month
how
journey.
Low the standard is. That's how low the standard is.
Yeah.
She's referencing something that almost all women.
Go ahead, touch on that.
That almost all women do. Like, that's amazing. And in fact, it's a natural process.
It's
you don't
painful.
even have to earn the ability to do it. It literally is inevitable. All you have to do is not use a condom.
The one talking about that she can't fuck off because she's not thick. You're the one here talking about society and about all this bullshit. I mean, what about get up to show if she was thick or not to make sure she could pay attention or not?
No, because I'm giving her meaningful advice.
No, how is that meaningful advice?
You really need to.
How is that? Why? Because she doesn't have an ass, so she has to pay attention.
Turning
Like
up
what?
here. I see. Jeez, angry one over here.
Because you're pissing me off.
Why are you so mad?
No, because you guys aren't preaching what you guys are fucking like. You guys are like,
cursing?
no.
You could just explain calmly. I'll listen to you.
Please. No,
okay, so let me just understand your viewpoint. So what is your what is your contention? It's precisely. Are you saying that women go through the hero's journey because they birth children?
Yes.
Is that your stance? Okay.
I mean, and not just that, but there's a lot of things that women do that men can do as well. What, you don't think women can go into fights and fight like Rocky?
But what percentage of women are actually doing that?
Not as many, probably.
But there's some women doing it.
There's a ton of women athletes too.
Yeah, sure, but that's a minority. That's like a very small minority. To become an Olympic athlete is extremely difficult. Right? It's
men
not
and
easy.
women. It's not just for women.
For sure, but let's be very, very blunt here and honest. Men compete on the hardest and biggest arena, where it's literally the top of the gene pool, top of the genetics, best of the best, etc. There's a reason why people watch the NBA and they don't watch the WNBA. There's a reason why people watch the NFL and there's no female NFL equivalent. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but human beings, when we're going to sit here and watch a competition, we want to see the best of humanity, and that is males. Now, with that said, back to what you were saying before.
It's an opinion.
I mean, I think that's objective fact. The WNBA has been non-profitable since its inception.
But isn't it also because
isn't it just now getting profitable? I think it's really like a hype thing that makes it.
Had a spike, but it wasn't even enough to even hit the charts.
Yeah, they operate at a deficit every single year, and they're subsidized by the NBA. They lose money to operate, and it's subsidized by men.
Taken care of. Daddy takes care of them.
But isn't the reason why women's sports aren't viewed as much because men only fund men businesses and men's sports?
No, that was crazy.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Actually, so you know what's funny? That is not true at all, and I'll tell you this because as a former Division I athlete, I'll tell you this. There's something called Title 9 or Title 12. I forget the exact title, but basically it goes this way. Whatever amount of funding you go for sports, and you can back me up on this because you went to D1 school as well. Whatever amount of sports funding goes to the male side has to go to the female side. So if you look at any big college football team, what do they always have? They have a big female crew team. Why? Because it eats up a bunch of money. They get the best gear, etc. So that's not true. Women sports are actually funded equally in colleges. And a lot of the time, in colleges.
Yeah,
now, if we're going to go professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
We're talking about NBA.
Here's the thing, though. When you go professionally, guess what? It becomes a business, and it becomes about being profitable. So the reality is that female sports are not profitable.
But the men's business have been going on for longer because of the opportunity that men's had first.
Okay, let's have fun with this. Wait a minute. Hold on, let's have fun with this. How many of you have been to a WNBA game?
Raise your hand.
Oh, okay. How many of you have been to an NBA game? Okay. So you fund the very problem you're complaining about.
No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying,
it's a choice. It doesn't mean that women aren't doing it.
How come guys and OnlyFans don't make as much money that we do?
But there's still men doing it. There's still women doing it. Just because people aren't watching it doesn't mean that they're not doing it.
Because I'm like, you can't compare the two. They're two different things.
So in business, right? It's not about feeling. It's about money.
Yeah.
Who's making the most money? So by default, if we have two teams here, one man, one woman, and they don't make money as a result, who's at fault here?
Okay. I totally understand that, but I also feel like men want to fund men's things, and like, isn't society built that like men are the ones that are supposed to make the money?
You feel like, but in reality, business is money. So regardless of how you feel, it is money.
And actually, you prefer to fund men's sports by your own admission. Yeah. You go to an NBA game, but you will not go to a WNBA game. So, and I guarantee you, if I asked the majority of women, have you been to a professional female sporting event? Most would probably say no. But if I asked if you've been to a professional male sporting event, they would say yes. So if women really loved women's sports as much as they say, and they were so strong feminists, they would never go to a guy's sports game, and they would just go to the women's one. But why do they not? Because human beings want to watch the best of the best. That's what it is. Now, with your argument is, well, women have babies. And
we're so capable of doing the same thing men are doing, is what I'm saying. By choice of other people that are watching them or making them more money, whatever the case may be, women are still capable of doing the same thing men are doing, whether you want to watch it or not.
Okay.
In their own category.
Exactly.
Yeah, but their category is, with all due respect, mediocre. Like, because if they competed
they're
against...
still doing it. If you go watch a female, they're still dunking. They're still playing games.
No, actually,
they're
not
doing
dunking.
They're
not dunking. See, you don't even watch the WNBA.
I'm pretty sure they
watch it because they're not dunking. That was crazy.
So you mentioned, right, before pregnancy. That by itself is a feat. You're right. Women can handle that, only them. But granted, what does it take to get pregnant? Play the clip, Bills. So recently, we've seen what it takes to get pregnant, and it's not that hard. Go ahead, Bills. Play the clip.
That's what you segue to? That's how you're going to do
it? Nigga, play it right now.
All right.
Right now.
All right.
What the fuck?
Look, he fucking nutted on my fucking leg. You go to hell, bitch. Oh my God.
What's the
He nutted on my leg.
Stop the show.
That's disturbing.
A nut is so accessible, you can get it anywhere. And you know what it takes? A man first. So don't tell me that bullshit about pregnancy. You need a muscle to keep me up.
You can't even handle cramps.
The seed, there's no need.
You can't even handle cramps. You can't even handle cramps. The situation of cramps, you can't even handle.
Without the seed, there's no need. That's the ultimate need. Without us, we're not doing shit, nigga. Not doing shit. Just saying.
But that goes both ways, though.
So,
but you need a seed to succeed.
Yeah.
So either way, you need us. You need us as men.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
and you need us. The same way we need you, you need
We need
us.
each other.
Okay.
But you need us first, though, nigga.
okay.
No, but without us, you can't have your kids, so you can have all your you want. Like,
So,
I'm sure you want to have kids. I'm sure men want to have
Ms.
kids.
Columbia,
But
you got to understand. So, you tried. What you presented was like a false equivalency, right? And what I mean by that is, I described the hero's journey where the other sex is not relevant. That individual is training for some type of competition where it's going to be intense and difficult, and they're making extreme sacrifices to do so.
and women go through that too.
However, you gave something that isn't necessarily a hero's journey, because anyone can get pregnant, and you need another individual
Not
to do it.
anyone. Not anyone can get pregnant.
In this teenage.
Okay.
She's Latina saying
Yeah.
not anyone can get pregnant.
Hold
That's
on.
amazing.
I can prove to you anyone can be pregnant. Even an Asian whore that's lying.
This guy.
There's a lot of women that can't have babies.
Okay, look,
And more
you
after
do
that one thing.
Okay,
There's a lot
okay.
of women that
Miscarriages.
Look,
Exactly.
Look,
They can't carry a
I
pregnancy.
There's a
can't
lot of men
believe
that don't
that I
have
have
good
to-
semen to have kids. So
She keeps saying a lot.
I gave
It's so
the example
imprecise.
of like Rocky, right? Training for the movie, right? In the movie where he's, waking up early in the morning, going on runs, training 2 to 3 times a day, sacrificing, training to get into a fight where he could possibly die, etc. And you're trying to compare that to having a child. Now, of course, I think having a child is the best thing that you can do. But I'm sorry, that is not the hero's journey. Not every single man goes through the hero's journey. Only a select few of men go through that journey, which is why people want to watch it. Remember, this whole debate
there are women
started.
that do that too.
This whole debate started with female podcasts and male podcasts, and why female podcasts typically don't do as well. And then I was talking about, and I went a little bit further, saying, well, it's because women don't typically have the hero's journey that men do. We have to become who we are.
So is this an opinion or a fact?
This is a fact. Men must earn their value. Women don't.
Women, clearly we have to defend our value here. Like, isn't that what we're
let me
literally
give you an
doing right
example,
now?
because you use sports, and sports is really easy.
Yeah.
We often use the strength thing, and people are like, oh, obviously men are stronger than women. That's not fair. But let's consider this. You had a blonde, blue-eyed white girl say, yeah, just hawk tool, spit on that thing. And people are like, oh, give her 20,000. She's great. Now,